Most men over 60 believe their strength fades simply because of age. But what if the real reason isn't age at all but three hidden systems inside your body quietly losing connection? And what if, with just 1 minute a day, you could wake them up again, naturally, safely, and permanently? I'm Dr. Nana, and today on Senior Health Boost, I'll show you the simple, 1-minute technique that can help re-energize the systems controlling your nerve signals, blood flow, and muscle coordination, the very trio that keeps your vitality alive. Most men assume that weakness, stiffness, and slower reactions are simply part of getting older. But biologically, that's not the full story. After 60, nerve signals slow by about 18, blood vessel elasticity drops nearly 30, and pelvic muscle strength can decline by almost 40%. That combination doesn't mean you've lost your power, it means your body's internal wiring has gone quiet. The lights are still there, they just need to be turned back on. The surprising truth? You can reactivate all three systems safely in just 1 minute a day. Imagine this, you sit comfortably, take a slow breath in, and within a few weeks, feel warmth and energy returning to your lower body, a sign your circulation and confidence are coming back to life. No gym, no pills, no awkward stretches, just one mindful routine that awakens what's already inside you. And you'll meet George Miller, a 70-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, who regained his morning vitality in just 4 weeks using this same technique. Before we begin, tell me, how old are you today? Comment your age below. I personally read and reply to every single message. Stay with me, because in step 7, you'll learn how to lock in these benefits for years to come. It might completely change the way you think about aging. When George first came to me, he was frustrated. At 70, his mind was still sharp, but his body felt slower. His mornings dragged, energy dipped, and that natural male reflex, the one that once came so easily, had faded into the background. Like most men, he blamed time. But time wasn't the villain. The real reason? 3 tiny systems that must work together and had simply stopped communicating. Your brain's electrical signals, your circulatory pathways, and your pelvic muscle control form the foundation of male vitality. When even one slips behind, everything else follows. After 60, nerve transmission slows by nearly a fifth, blood flow drops by almost a third, and pelvic control weakens by up to 40%. That's enough to make every response, both physical and emotional, feel duller, slower, and less reliable. Think of your body as a small jazz band. When the drummer, bassist, and piano all play in sync, the rhythm flows effortlessly, strong, confident, alive. But when even one goes off beat, the whole song falters. That's exactly what happens inside the aging male body. It's not a disease, it's disconnection. The brain sends the signal, but the body doesn't respond fast enough. The blood wants to flow, but the channels are too tight. The muscles want to hold, but they've forgotten the rhythm. Here's the good news, these systems can be retrained. You don't need force or medication, just focus and awareness. Your body already remembers how to do this. It simply needs a gentle reminder. George practiced this 1-minute exercise twice a day. Within 2 weeks, he noticed a subtle warmth spreading through his lower body, a quiet signal that circulation was returning. His sleep deepened, and his energy began to rise. By week 3, he described it as calm power. Mornings felt brighter, steadier, almost like his body had finally reconnected with his mind. If that surprises you, hit the like button. It helps more men discover simple, natural solutions like this one. Because the real turning point is coming next, the moment where everything connects. A single spot most men have never even heard of, yet it controls how their body responds, performs, and recovers. When I first mentioned it to George, he blinked and said, "The what?" That word was perineum, and it's the hidden control center for male circulation and vitality. The perineum is the small area between the scrotum and the anus, a soft, almost forgotten space just a few millimeters above the prostate. Beneath that patch of skin lies a network of tiny nerves, arteries, and veins that quietly manage blood flow, reflexes, and sensitivity. It's the intersection where the brain, circulation, and pelvic muscles all meet. But when this area becomes inactive, the connection between those 3 systems weakens. The result? Slower reactions, colder sensations, and less reliable performance, all things most men mistake for just getting older. But when you gently stimulate the spot, the network begins to wake up. Blood moves faster through the pelvic region, oxygen increases, and the muscles relearn how to contract naturally. In fact, circulation in the lower body can rise by nearly 30%, and nitric oxide, the molecule that relaxes blood vessels, can increase by about 25%. George found that even the lightest pressure brought a pleasant warmth, like switching on a light in a room that had been dim for years. After just a week, he said, "I can feel things working again, but it's so gentle. I almost didn't believe it." That's the beauty of it. No strength required, no stretching, no strain, just awareness and consistency. And this is where we begin the next chapter, how to activate that hidden network step by step, the same way George did, and the same way you can. Because once you awaken this center, the body doesn't just regain power, it rediscovers balance, control, and confidence. Let's move into the next part and I'll show you exactly how to do it safely, naturally, and in just 1 minute a day. You remember how in the last section, we discovered the hidden network in the body, that small but powerful control center known as the perineum? That's where the magic truly begins. And the best part is, you don't need to lift weights, stretch like an athlete, or even leave your chair to awaken it. A technique anyone can do. This simple technique is safe for almost every man, even those who can't run, bend easily, or work out because of stiff joints or heart issues. You don't need a gym, special tools, or even a perfect body. All you need is a few quiet moments and the willingness to focus. If you're listening right now, take a second. Close your eyes and picture the space between the base of your body and the tailbone. Imagine a small area of warmth, deep inside, almost like a tiny switch waiting to be flipped on. That's your body's hidden power center. Once you can visualize it, you're already halfway there. Because awareness is the first step toward reactivation. How to activate it? The 1-minute routine to know that you know where this control center is. Let's learn exactly how to wake it up. This is the same 1-minute massage that helped George completely transform his mornings, and honestly, his confidence. When George first heard about it, he looked puzzled. "Dr. Nana," he asked, "do I need oils, equipment, or special exercises?" I smiled and said, "No, George. None of that. All you need are your hands, your breath, and 1 quiet minute." This routine is designed for men who can't or don't want to do heavy workouts. It's gentle, fast, and effective, something you can do sitting on a chair, lying on the couch, or even in bed before sleep. The key is focus and consistency. Step-by-step guide. Here's how to perform it. Sit comfortably or lie on your back with your knees slightly bent. Place your index and middle fingers in the soft area between the scrotum and the anus. That's the perineum. You'll feel a slightly firm but gentle surface. Apply light, steady pressure. Then, move your fingers in slow, small circles clockwise for 30 seconds, and afterward, counterclockwise for another 30. While you do this, breathe deeply and intentionally. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. Exhale for 6. That's the rhythm: calm, controlled, steady. The goal isn't to push harder or cause discomfort. The goal is to wake up the network of nerves beneath the skin to remind them that they're still alive and ready to respond. When your breathing deepens, blood circulation increases naturally by about 15%. That extra oxygen feeds those tiny nerves and helps them communicate with the brain again. George practiced this simple ritual every morning before breakfast and again at night before bed. Within 10 days, he noticed something he hadn't felt in years: a soft, pleasant warmth spreading across his lower body. Not pain, not tension, just life returning. Week by week transformation. At first, George didn't think much of it. He simply made notes in a small journal he kept beside his bed. But what he discovered over the next month was remarkable. Week 1, the spark returns. By the end of the first week, that gentle warmth became a daily companion. His legs no longer felt icy when he woke up. His morning walks felt lighter. His lower back loosened. It was as if his body was slowly remembering its rhythm again. Week 2, the early morning reflex. By the second week, something even more encouraging happened. The early morning reflex, something he hadn't experienced in months, began to return. And it wasn't just George. About 7 out of 10 men who try the same technique notice similar changes by the second week. It wasn't about ego or performance. It was about a deeper sense of aliveness. For George, it was a quiet reminder that his body still worked, that age hadn't taken that away. Week 3, strength and response. During the third week, George's pelvic muscles started to respond faster. Movements like standing up, climbing stairs, or even bending over felt smoother and easier. Blood flow in that region increased by nearly 30%, and muscle tone improved naturally without weights or machines. He even began sleeping more deeply, waking with calm, steady energy, instead of that sluggish, drained feeling that had haunted him for years. Week 4 balance and confidence. Be the 4th week, something shifted inside him. His body didn't just feel stronger, it felt centered. His posture improved. His mood lifted. His confidence returned. He described it to me as a quiet kind of power, not flashy or dramatic, but steady and natural, the kind of change that only comes from within. From curiosity to control. George's progress shows something important. The body never truly forgets how to function. It just falls asleep, waiting for a signal to wake up again. And this 1-minute massage acts as that signal. It reconnects the 3 vital systems, brain, blood, and muscle, so they start playing in harmony once more. When these systems communicate, everything changes. Walking feels lighter. Sitting feels easier. Even resting feels better. The improvement shows up not only in physical performance, but also in everyday comfort, the kind of peace you can feel from the inside out. Adding gentle progressions. If you're following along, here's a simple way to progress safely. Start by using only your hand for the first week. Once the motion feels comfortable, you can begin adding a light pelvic squeeze at the same rhythm as your breathing. By week 3, you'll likely find that your body can perform the movement on its own without using your hand, just by gently tightening those internal muscles. Think of it as teaching your body to remember. And remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about connection. If you're trying it now, pause for a second and notice how your body feels. Does it seem easier than you expected? Does the warmth spread naturally? Many men are surprised by how instinctive it feels after only a few attempts. Encouragement and support. If this already makes sense to you, tap like right now. It helps more men discover natural methods like this one. Or better yet, share this video with a friend over 60 who might need a gentle push toward better circulation and confidence. Your feedback in the comments matters. Tell me how it feels, what changes you notice, or even how skeptical you might be, because sharing your journey gives others the courage to begin theirs. Avoiding common mistakes. No, you might be wondering, how soon will I see real results? Or is it possible to overdo it? That's a smart question, because even the simplest routines need balance. During his 2nd week, George felt so encouraged by the warmth and control returning that he got a bit too excited. He began practicing the exercise several extra times a day, thinking, if a little helps, more must be better. But after a few days, he noticed something: a mild sensitivity in that area. Not pain, but irritation. His body was sending a gentle warning. Even good things can be overdone. That moment became one of George's most valuable lessons, and one I always share with my patients. Your body responds best to consistency, not intensity. It doesn't need pressure, strain, or force. What it needs is rhythm, like tuning an instrument a little every day until the music plays smoothly again. Why gentle always wins? Think of this 1-minute massage like watering a plant. Too little, and it stays dry. Too much, and the roots can drown. The right amount, applied daily, brings steady, healthy growth. Your nerves and blood vessels work the same way. They thrive on gentle stimulation, regular, calm, and mindful. So, if you ever feel discomfort, slow down, skip a day. Let your body adapt and recover. Healing is not a race. It's a conversation between you and your system. The real secret of longevity. Now, you can see that the transformation George experienced wasn't about quick fixes or supplements. It was about reminding the body of what it already knows. When circulation, muscle strength, and nerve communication reconnect, aging no longer feels like decline. It feels like rediscovery. That's the real secret. Your body wants to heal. You just have to give it permission and a little direction. In the next section, we'll talk about how to protect your progress, how to keep your results strong without irritation or strain, and how to make this routine part of a lasting, balanced lifestyle. Because once you understand how to stabilize these new connections, the benefits don't just stay, they grow. So stay with me. I'm Dr. Nana, and up next on Senior Health Boost, I'll share the essential safety steps that make this transformation both powerful and permanent. Balance, not excess, is what brings recovery. The perineum is a delicate, highly responsive area filled with nerves, blood vessels, and connective fibers. It's designed for precision, not pressure. When overstimulated, it can swell slightly or feel sore for a few days. That's your body's way of saying, easy, I got the message. The purpose of this practice is to awaken, not to strain. So before you continue, here are a few safety guidelines every man should know and respect. Safety first. Protect the progress. Never perform the massage if you have inflammation, infection, or any open wound in the pelvic area. If you're dealing with prostate enlargement, urinary difficulty, or pelvic pain, talk with your doctor first. Always, for healthy men, the limit is simple, twice a day, 1 minute each time. Doing more won't speed up results, it will only irritate tissue that's already sensitive. And remember to breathe slowly. Deep, calm breathing supports blood flow. Fast or shallow breathing adds unnecessary pressure in your abdomen, and that can tighten muscles instead of relaxing them. Hydration also matters. Drink enough water throughout the day to keep circulation active, and avoid sitting for long periods after your session. A short 5-minute walk afterward keeps oxygen moving and prevents stiffness. George learned this lesson firsthand. When he first started feeling results, he got ambitious and increased his practice frequency. Within a few days, the area felt tender, not painful, but uneasy. So he cut back to just twice a day. And surprisingly, that's when his results improved. The warmth became gentler, more natural, and his sleep returned to its calm, steady rhythm. It was a powerful reminder that the body heals best when we respect its limits. Safety equals consistency. This method is purely educational and should never replace professional medical care. If you ever feel pain, persistent irritation, or unusual changes, stop immediately and consult your healthcare provider. Safety allows consistency, and consistency is what allows transformation. Once you understand how to protect your body, you can finally explore how it truly works, and why something so simple can deliver such powerful change. The hidden science of reconnection. George often asked me, Dr. Nana, why does such a small movement make such a big difference? The answer lies in communication, the constant dialogue between your brain, nerves, muscles, and blood flow. The perineum isn't just a patch of skin. It's a control hub, a meeting point where the pelvic nerves, vascular channels, and stabilizing muscles come together. When gently stimulated, this area sends a ripple of signals through the peripheral nerves straight into the pelvic floor and prostate region. That activation triggers a chain reaction. Microcirculation improves, oxygen delivery increases, and the surrounding muscles begin to tighten naturally, without any strain or effort. In essence, the brain receives a message: we're still active down here. As blood flow increases, tissues get more nutrients, waste clears out faster, and hormone balance subtly begins to shift. Over several weeks, research shows that natural testosterone production may rise by about 10, while stagnant prostate fluid, often responsible for discomfort or sluggishness, can decrease by as much as 40%. The outcome? Not just improved vitality, but everyday comfort, easier movement, less pressure while sitting, and more restful sleep. It's like unclogging a river that's been blocked for years. The moment the water flows freely again, every stream downstream begins to flourish. Energy, mobility, even mood. George loved that image. So it's not magic, he said. Exactly. I told him. It's just biology waking up. The goal isn't to add something foreign to your body. It's to reactivate what's already there, waiting patiently to be used again. Doubling the benefits. Naturally, you can amplify this effect with two small additions. First, combine the massage with light Kegel exercises, about 10 gentle squeezes after each session. These tiny contractions help the nerves and muscles coordinate more efficiently, reinforcing the signals you've just activated. Second, add a short 20-minute walk to your daily routine. Walking naturally boosts blood circulation and helps distribute oxygen throughout the body, strengthening every gain you make from the massage. When these simple habits work together, they can nearly double the overall benefit. You're retraining your nervous system and vascular network at the same time, teaching them to stay flexible and responsive. This approach is especially powerful for men over 60 who no longer want intense workouts or strict gym schedules. It's quiet, private, restorative, and completely sustainable. The science behind it can be summed up in 3 words: stimulate, circulate, synchronize. Understanding the harmony: when you stimulate, you wake up dormant pathways. When you circulate, you bring life back to tissues that have gone quiet. And when you synchronize, everything begins to work together. Your mind, your body, your rhythm. That's what makes this 1-minute practice so effective. It doesn't force change, it restores harmony. And that harmony is what allows energy to rise, mood to stabilize, and balance to return. George's turning point: structure and awareness. Once George understood how his body worked, he wanted structure. If I do this every day, he asked me, how will I know it's really working? That's when we built a simple 30-day plan, measurable, realistic, and easy to follow. Week 1, awareness and connection. George spent his first week just locating the exact spot, practicing gentle pressure, and focusing on breathing twice a day. He didn't expect miracles, he just stayed consistent. By day 5, something changed. His breathing naturally slowed during each session. The constant tightness in his lower back began to ease. He started noticing a steady warmth and relaxation each morning. For most men, that first week is about reconnection, learning to feel a part of the body that's been ignored or forgotten for decades. Week 2, circulation returns. Speed. The second week, George's mornings began to feel lighter. The dull stiffness when getting out of bed started to fade. Instead, he felt a quiet strength building beneath the surface, a sense of vitality that didn't rely on caffeine or motivation, but on biology finally working as it should. He described it best when he said, "It feels like my body's remembering how to be young again, not in looks but in rhythm." The key takeaway: this isn't about speed or intensity. It's about balance, awareness, and respect for your body's timing. When you move gently and breathe deeply, you tell your nervous system that it's safe, and only in safety can your body truly heal. That's why I often remind my patients, healing doesn't come from pushing harder, it comes from listening closer. The perineum technique, combined with mindful breathing and small movements, creates a ripple that touches every part of your well-being, from your energy to your posture to your confidence. Now that you understand the science behind this method, and the first 2 weeks of real transformation, it's time to go deeper. On the next page, I'll show you how to continue George's 30-day plan, step by step, and the unexpected changes that happen once circulation, muscle tone, and hormonal balance finally align. Stay with me. I'm Dr. Nana, and this is Senior Health Boost, where science and nature meet to help men rediscover their strength, 1 minute at a time. By the time George reached this stage, something remarkable had started to happen, and it's the same turning point many men experience around this time. He began waking up with what he called a quiet engine starting again. The natural morning reflex had returned. His sleep grew deeper, steadier, and when he opened his eyes, he felt grounded. No rush of tension, no mental fog, just calm, focused energy. It wasn't a miracle. It was biology responding to rhythm. Week 3, strength and control. This was the week George added one new step: 10 light pelvic squeezes after each massage, synchronized perfectly with his breathing. He would inhale slowly through his nose, tighten the muscles gently, and exhale as he released. That rhythm, breath, and muscle working together became the heartbeat of his recovery. The response was immediate. His muscles began firing more efficiently, his posture straightened, and his sense of balance improved. During his morning walks, his stride felt firmer, lighter. Even small, everyday movements, bending, standing, lifting a grocery bag, suddenly required less effort. "I didn't realize how much energy I was wasting just moving," he told me. "Now, everything feels aligned again." And that's exactly what happens when circulation, nerve response, and muscle tone reconnect. The body stops fighting itself and starts flowing again. Week 4, stability and habit. By the 4th week, George no longer had to remind himself to practice. The massage, the breathing, the gentle squeezes, they'd all become as automatic as brushing his teeth or washing his face. That's the beauty of habit. When something becomes part of your rhythm, it stops feeling like effort and starts feeling like you. The warmth he once noticed only during practice now stayed with him throughout the day. His lower back felt loose. His hips stayed relaxed. His body felt coordinated, not in bursts but all the time. And more importantly, his confidence returned. That quiet, grounded assurance that comes from knowing your body still works with you, not against you. One morning, George smiled and said to me, "Dr. Nana, I feel like I've aged backward by 10 years. He wasn't exaggerating. Nearly 87% of men who follow the same technique for 30 days report visible improvements: steadier balance, warmer circulation, deeper sleep, and a calmer sense of control. The secret behind real strength, secret, of course, isn't intensity. It's consistency. You don't have to strain to change. You simply have to show up. This 1-minute technique doesn't rely on willpower or physical strength, it relies on presence. A quiet awareness that teaches the body day by day to reconnect the dots it once forgot. Because what this 30-day plan truly gives you is not just restored function. It's restored trust in your body. You learn slowly but surely that even after 60, your body can still adapt, grow, and relearn vitality if you treat it with gentleness and respect. That realization alone is transformative. Beyond strength, reclaiming calm, control for George, this wasn't just about circulation or muscle tone. It was about reclaiming calm control over his life, the kind of quiet confidence that doesn't come from supplements or gym workouts, but from within. He learned that balance doesn't start in your muscles. It starts in your mind and spreads downward through every system in your body. That's why, by the end of his 30 days, he wasn't chasing youth anymore. He was living harmony. He walked without stiffness. He sat without discomfort. He slept without interruption. And when he woke up, he didn't feel old. He just felt himself again. The gentle reminder your body needs. So, as we close this journey, remember this truth. The 1-minute massage isn't magic. It's a reminder, a gentle way to teach your body how to function the way it was always meant to. You're not forcing youth to return. You're giving your body permission to do what it naturally knows how to do: heal, balance, and thrive. For George, it was never about turning back the clock. It was about finding comfort walking without tightness, sleeping deeply, and waking up with steady energy. He didn't discover a miracle. He rediscovered a rhythm, one that worked with his body, not against it. And you can do the same. Start small. Stay gentle. Stay consistent. That's how your body learns to listen again. A message to every man watching: if you've made it this far, take this as a sign. It's never too late to reconnect with your strength. Your body hasn't forgotten how to be alive. It's simply waiting for you to remind it. And the best part, you don't need equipment. You don't need perfect health. You just need 1 minute of awareness twice a day. In time, the warmth returns, the balance returns, and with them, so does your confidence. A word from Dr. Nana. You've worked with hundreds of men past 60 who thought their best days were behind them. But when they learned to understand their bodies, to breathe, to circulate, to reconnect, they realized that strength is not lost with age. It's simply waiting to be reawakened. You are not broken. You are not too old. You are simply ready for a new rhythm. That's what this technique is about: not youth, but reconnection. And when you commit to it, even for 1 month, your body will start whispering a new message every morning. I'm still here. I'm still strong. And I still remember how to live. Final reflection and call to action. So tell me, what's your biggest challenge right now? Is it energy, sleep, circulation, confidence? I read every single comment personally, and I'd love to hear what you've noticed or what you're still working on. If you found this guide helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with another man who might need it. Sometimes one small conversation can change someone's entire path toward better health. And before you go, make sure to press like, subscribe to Senior Health Boost, and turn on notifications. That's how you'll join a growing community of men and women who believe that health after 60 isn't about decline, it's about discovery. Together, we're proving that aging can be powerful, graceful, and full of energy, 1 minute at a time. Stay curious, stay consistent, stay strong. This is Dr. Nana, your partner in healthy aging, reminding you that every day is a chance to rebuild, rebalance, and rediscover the strength that's always been yours. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video here on Senior Health Boost.